The new fence is being installed next week, so this video is all about moving stuff from the flower bed. Before I start digging things up, I'm just going to have a look at what's here. So there's some old bulbs there in the front, and this is the cornice which has gone sideways. A small hollyhock, the crocosmia, a bigger hollyhock, that looks like a gladioli. This one looks like it might have quite a big root on it. And the teasel, which is now huge. And the sea holly, and some red campion and some other wildflowers. I'm going to start with this small hollyhock because it's in a space all by itself. It should be easy. I'm using my favourite spade, which has got a pointed edge on it. It's really good for digging into anything, even clay soil. Looks like I've got all of the root there, nothing underneath. Next, these bluebells. Behind the cornice we've got some more hyacinths and some bluebells, and this is the sweet pea that comes up every year. Now this used to be in a pot a few years ago, and when I took it out of the pot it had a good 12-inch root on it straight down. So this is probably even bigger now, and they cover this whole area. And they're just starting to come up now, but I'm not going to try and dig them up. I think it would be too big a hole. They can stay for now. Quick break and time to watch the bee on the allium. And the California poppies, which have just opened today. Lovely white ones. This hollyhock isn't particularly big, but it's right by the brick. It's quite difficult to get out. That's an old tulip next to it. Lots of lumps of heavy clay soil here. This is taking forever. It's really quite difficult. I'm just going to pull it. Will it pull? Well, it's out. I might have broken the root a bit. Oh, there's a little crocosmia there. Start on the rest of them in a minute. Still got a lot to do, all these crocosmias, and then that big teasel. Right, let's start digging these up. I'm not sure how far out these bulbs will spread, so I'm starting far out. I'm going to move in and see what we find. Right, this looks like the first one of the main clump. How easy is that going to come out? Not too difficult. Now this is like the main clump. They're all on top of each other. That one's pulled out quite easy. Maybe I have to dig them from the back. Let's see what goes on with this gladioli. Just going to pin that leaf back out of the way. That's spiky. Right, I started digging from far out again, and I've got to the bulb there. I thought these were its red roots, but turns out it's just these little white ones. Carefully digging around it. This plant's never had a flower on it. It's not the best spot for it. I think it needs more sun. I'll see if I can find a sunnier spot for it. Now the big hollyhock. I've already been digging around the area, so it's loosened up, I think. Well, that was easier to get up than the smaller one. Really not looking forward to digging up this teasel. There's little spikes all along the bottom of the leaves and the stem itself. They're not really thorny, but they're quite annoying. I'm going to have to get some gloves, and I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. I read on the internet that it should have like a 2-foot taproot, so that's going to take some doing. It looks quite big at the base there. So I've got to find somewhere to put everything that I've dug up now. I'm going to see if I can put that gladioli in here. Maybe if I tidy this up a bit. Some snails hiding in there. They can go. Managed to make a small hole in the middle there, just big enough for the gladioli. I probably should have just pulled everything out of that pot and started again, but I haven't got time for that just now. Got a little bit of compost left over from the bag. I'll just put that on the top here. I'm going to put the bluebells in here for now, with the primroses. This is just like a big lump of clay soil. The whole lot really needs digging out and starting over again. But it's going to have to do for the bluebells for now. I haven't got any compost left now. I used it all on the other pot, so I've only got this just add water type. I'm thinking maybe the wet clay is enough moisture in it to expand the compost, but it turns out it just stuck to it like powder, and now it looks like little chocolate truffles dusted with cocoa powder. Not very helpful. Well, it's going to have to do for now because it's been a long day and I've got to put these bulbs somewhere. Maybe I'll see if I can move them later on or tomorrow. And that will do for now. But then I turned around and found I had some more to put in. And more. I emptied out the right side of this pot. It did have some cuttings that I had just stuck in from the corners. So I dug out all the soil that was in there and I managed to fit them all in just about. And then I've got the soil that I took out, I'm going to put back in on top of them. So hopefully that will keep them going this year. This is a cutting from the cornice that I took in the autumn, I think. I just cut it off and stuck it in that pot there. And over the last 6 months or so, it's grown this root. Not doing a lot on top, but the root is quite a lot on there. And this one looked almost dead on top. The little shoot was under the soil, so I didn't see that until I carefully dug it up. But look at all the root on it. I don't really have pots big enough for these hollyhocks. They're just going to have to fit in here for now. I put them in this tray of water so they should recover overnight. Well, that's it for today. Got quite a lot done. Tomorrow I shall tackle the teasel. I'm going to buy some gloves and the rest of these plants. And the California poppy has closed up for the evening.